What's up, hobbies? Welcome again to another deck profile of One Piece trading card game. And yes, some of my viewers in my YouTube channel request for a Vegapunk leader. I'm sorry it took me so long to make a deck profile. Been busy with tournaments recently and casual grinding for a tournament. So yeah, I'm sorry. Disclaimer: I'm sorry. I made a deck profile in this Sim app because I already disassembled my Vegapunk leader because most of the big cards here in Vegapunk deck are used in my main deck NL. So I take out my Vegapunk leader uh, because I mainly use NL right now in our tournaments. But here you go. I'm gonna uh, discuss my deck about Vegapunk, and this deck is really fun to play with, but it's so dragging to play. Even though it has 2 life, this deck or this card, this leader is so dragging to play. I'll tell you why later in a bit. So let's start with the Vegapunk leader. This leader cannot attack. You have 2 life, and you pay 1 Dawn, place up to 1, cost 5 or less with egghead type from your hand, face up to your life, or in play. So you have very much large target here. You have Atlas, you have Ashaka, you have Edison, you have Pythagoras, you have Frankie, you have Mangidilupi, and Lilith. So basically these are all your targets to play or heal, especially Usopp and Robin. So let's discuss their skills. So Atlas, if you have lesser life than your opponent, this cannot be KO'd in battle. So it's a really great advantage at first early game because you have 2 life, your opponent has 4 or 5 life. This Atlas cannot be KO'd easily with battle, and it has a 6k body. Next, Usopp, I only mainly use Usopp for a 2k counter, but you can use Usopp since this is an egghead. You can use Usopp to heal yourself, and it has a trigger that 2k for your leader or character for the duration of the turn. And then Edison, if you have on play, if you have 2 or less life, draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards from your hand. So you get really good to filter your hands. It has a 5k body and it is a 2k counter. So Edison is a situational play. Either I can use him as a big body or a 2k counter or a trigger. So it's a really versatile card in this deck. You can play around with Edison. Shaka, 6k body blocker. This is a really great card with 1k counter, and you have the trigger to play if you have Vegapunk leader. Very good play on a early game. Next, Robin. Robin, I mainly use Robin as a draw power because Vegapunk, since you heal from your hand, you play from your hand, you don't really have that much hand in your deck, so Robin is your draw power. A lot of most Vegapunk players doesn't include Robin because it is a 4k body, but I use Robin as a draw power. Robin is a really great card. Excuse me. It's a really great card, especially if you put it in hand. Automatic, I'll put Robin in my life. A really great trigger. Next is Pythagoras. Pythagoras on KO, if you have 2 or less life, summon 4 costs or below character with egghead from your trash rested. So Pythagoras is a good synergy with Edison. Pythagoras will if got KO'd, you can play Edison, and then Edison you still have a 5k body creature energy, or you can play Frankie as a 5k body or Lilith as a 5k body. So you have a great target here. So you won't play Robin or Usopp. It's just a waste of a board because basically Vegapunk can fill up your boards easily. So Usopp and Robin is not a great target. The great target is can be Frankie, a 5k body, Edison, 5k body, and Lilith with a 5k body also. And it has a trigger that you can play this card if you have Vegapunk leader. Next, Frankie is also like Edison, a very versatile card. It has a 2k counter, 5k body, and it has a trigger. The trigger is a really good card. Draw 1, and then if you have 1 or less life, play this card for free. That's it. And 1 life can really be easily attainable online with Vegapunk because you have 2 life. Frankie is a great card. And what makes Frankie much better than the others, Frankie is not a leader lock. You don't need a Vegapunk leader for his trigger. So Frankie are now used in Katakuri, NL deck, BY Luffy deck. I don't know. Can be splashable in any yellow deck. Katakuri is a really great card. Frankie is a really great card. Next, Luffy. Luffy Egghead. Also one of the great cards. It has an active main. Place this character in your trust to your life. Trash this character, and if you have 2 or less life, KO up to one your opponent's cost 4 or less characters, then draw 1 card. Yeah, so basically you can always uh, basically your 2 life is always online, so you can always draw with Luffy to control your opponent's board. And it has a trigger KO 4 cost or less. What a great card. Next, Lilith is a searcher for the Vegapunk. On play, look at the top 5 of your deck. Get 1 egghead character except for Lilith, and put the rest at the bottom of your deck in order. And if you have a leader, Vegapunk, play this card. So basically, these egghead characters is your early to mid game strategy. I'll tell the strategy later. So this is your early to mid game play. Next, for the big body, 2 Big Mom 7. So this is one of your first body because Big Mom 7 can damage your opponent or heal you. A really great card. Next, Katakuri. Excuse me. Excuse me. Next, Katakuri. When Katakuri and Yamato play, you can heal 2. You can heal 2 in your turn. Especially, okay, you attack with your Shaka, and then play Katakuri, put Shaka in your life, and then use Vegapunk later, heal 1, or play again another card. Same thing with Yamato. Sorry. Same thing with Yamato. You can always heal with Yamato because basically you always end up 1 or 2 life. So if you have 1 life, play Yamato for 9 cost, heal, and then use Vegapunk later, heal again. Okay, 2 ace. Why 2 ace? Because it it is much important to heal twice in a turn rather heal 1. Because you use all of your dots for ace, you heal 1, and that's it. But with Yamato and Katakuri, you can heal twice in 1 turn. So, but ace is good, especially if you're going for push. It is a 10k body rush, and you have heal. So, but only 2 doesn't work around. You don't need 4 of these in your deck because Katakuri and Yamato is your main big boss in this deck. Alright, 2 Raigo. Raigo is a very good card because you don't need to trash your life because you always goes for 1 life with Vegapunk. 2 or 1 life. So Raigo is a great card for controlling your opponent. And you can use Raigo, trash if you have 2 life, you can use Raigo, trash 1 of your life, and then heal with Vegapunk again. So it's a really great card, Raigo, for controlling your opponent. Right. I gotta suggest you can change, since Yusuf is a 2k counter, you can change Yusuf for uh more strategic in comes to competitive. You can change Yusuf with 2 Flampe and 2 where is it Hiyori. Okay, though you will lose 4 egghead, but you still have more egghead in your deck. 2 Hiyori, you can set up your life. I mean, you can set up the triggers. Hiyori 2k counter. Flampe, or use Flampe, like my example earlier. If you don't want to trash your life with Raigo, because if you have 2 or more life and you don't want to trash your life, example, you have 2 life and you want to use Raigo to KO your opponent's big body, use Flampe, draw from your life, draw top of your deck, and then play Raigo. You don't need to trash 1 of your life, and you draw 2 with Flampe, and then use Vegapunk skill to heal yourself. Again, that's a very so this is the deck I used. OP7, when OP7 came, I used Vegapunk, but this is the final deck that I use. So I changed Usopp to 2 Hiyori and 2 Flampe because this is much more flexible type in terms of play. But yeah, I quit. No, not quit. I just disassembled my Vegapunk because I use now NL in my most competitive tournaments. Because tell you guys, Vegapunk is such a dragging game. You can you always end up time and last 3 turns. So there's this one game that I won just by healing because I'm we we got time and it is my last turn. So it last 3 turns and it came to me to be my last turn. So I just damage my opponent and then I heal myself twice and then end my turn. I didn't finish him off because I have 3 life and he has 2 life, so I win by having more life. So I end my turn. I didn't bother to finish the game with attacks. I just healed twice. So yeah, Vegapunk is such a dragging leader, but so fun to play with. Especially your opponent will think that you can be easily gamed because you have 2 life. Especially if your opponent is a Yamato. Ah, I have double attack. But then you can heal. And his double attack means nothing in their next turn because you're gonna have 1 life. And especially if you have blockers, so yeah. If they have turn, if they gain to the turn where they played a hoodie with a rush and then double attack, you can defend because if you have lots of cards if they go aggro with you. So yeah, Vegapunk is so dragging to play, but so fun, so fun. So yeah, this is my final deck with Vegapunk, and I do hope you like it. And thank you for continuing support in my channel. As much as possible, I'd like to do all of your requests for the deck profile and everything. Just have patience because sometimes I do late uploads, and because busy with life also and also with other things. So, but yeah, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for this request. As much as possible, I will do as much as possible all of your requests one at a time. So this is the Vegapunk request deck profile, and this is the deck I've used. I don't know any other Vegapunk user there. What's their tech, what's their take in how they run this Vegapunk leader. Some run with a searcher, event searcher. Some run with the event counter. But this is my deck, and I've used it a lot since OP7, and it's very consistent for me. This kind of deck is very consistent for me, and it's very fun to play. But I gave up because it's so much dragging. That's the reason why I gave up Vegapunk. But regardless, if you really fan of Vegapunk and his egghead characters, then this deck is so much fun. Yeah, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you again next time. Bye.